off. And now North Carolina will work the ball here. So working in the midfield, Mike Phillips, who's an attackman, on the crease.
Nice look, but the play converted.
Good play by the goaltender. It's a pass. Johnson.
Kevin Johnson being a lot more alert.
Confidence is the key. He had a great game against Hopkins, and as said, Jim Garvey says, generally speaking, he's been as good as any goalie they've seen at Hofstra.
Hofstra played very well against Rutgers in the rain here the other night, winning 12-4. And with Rutgers losing to Army yesterday, and some of the other results, this is a critical game for Hofstra's playoff hopes. Dan Presley, number 2 on the second midfield with Brian Langtree, number 3. And Langtree has been a hot guy of late. Paul Judge also working out there. Judge is 31. Got a short stick on him. Langtree gets the big stick. And he is being guarded out there with the long pole. Presley checked out of his stick. Red Cohart, number 21, defending. Presley the dump off, back up top. Alexander with that low shot. And we got a flag on the play.
Good save by Brooks. Very good save. Away from his stick on the left. He just got it with his left hand.
Mark Phillips is apparently shaken up. It looks like a shoulder injury. North Carolina's Long Island youngster from Smithtown East High School, 27 goals. Penalty will come on North Carolina's Peter Murphy. And Bob, did you spot it? The 1-minute penalty.
I didn't see the penalty because most of the time, let's watch and see it. Now, a lot of times they call the late hit. The guy takes a shot, he's unprotected. The referees are acting to protect the player, and he hit him.
Phillips being worked on. He's one of the keys to their attack. Hofstra's man up has been good this year, about 30%, 20 for 67. And North Carolina's man down has been excellent as well. Only 34%. They have given up goals to the opposition. A shot from the outside, and it bounces wide on the shot.
The one thing I like, Barry, is they're getting a lot of good shots. They're just going to keep this pressure up and eventually going to score.
Hofstra trying to set it up for that outside shot. That last shot was taken by Jacob Rogers, number 7. Unusual to see him shoot. 30 seconds remaining on the man up. Again, without Blake Miller, who's the quarterback on their EMO situations. Very difficult. The guy that he liked to set up is Langtree. He has 7 extra man goals. This is Langtree, number 3. Played by the big pole. Off to Judge. Got the hard shot off, but deflected wide.
The one thing, too, they're shooting from about 15, 20 yards out. Any goaltender, good goaltender, is going to stop that. They need a screen on the crease, got to bounce the ball.
Panos got checked, lost his stick as he came out. The shot by Langtree deflected wide. Penalty is over. And the first man down situation has been killed effectively by North Carolina.
Well, one of the things, Hofstra's got to move the ball around more, Barry. They catch the ball, wait for the zone almost to shift, and then they would throw it. They've got to throw the ball more.
Now North Carolina will look to clear Mike Meyer, number 19. Works in the second midfield. They're very deep, this team. They'll play 3 midfields, in fact, especially on a warm day like today. Work it behind. Meyer missed the pass on the edge of the crease.
Well, he was wide open.
Yes, he was.
Connie's got one-on-one with the goaltender.
And Kevin Johnson comes up with a loose ball. This team rides very, very hard. One of the hardest riding teams in the country, aren't they, North Carolina?
When you have the depth that they have, you can work kids real hard and get another unit that's almost as good. Other schools like Hofstra don't have that luxury, so they can't press that quite that much.
John Danowski, who's trying to make it 4 in a row, has done a great job late in the season, turning things around after a midseason slump. And this is the biggest game, certainly, for Hofstra lacrosse in a long while. And a nice crowd here, as we are scoreless, in case you're just tuning in midway through the first quarter. Remember the great defensive job Hofstra did on Hopkins. Did not allow them to get 50 or 60 shots in that game, which is what a lot of teams generally like Hopkins and North Carolina will in a game. What about the play they're running here? Nice ball movement, and they'll score. Jason Wade,
excellent
number 43,
play.
with his 40th goal of the year. It's 1-0 North Carolina.
Barry, all it was a little give and go, and a guy got picked off, and Jason Wade has open shot. And this guy is a great goal scorer. He's closing in, I think, on the all-time record for goals, okay, near Dennis Goldstein's record of 47. So he is a good shooter.
Dennis Goldstein, another Long Island product, came out of Ward Melville. And let's take another look at the good ball movement here.
Now watch that quick little pick, and he takes a great shot away from the goalie stick off his hip. That's the hardest shot to stop.
Mike, nice play offensively, wasn't it?
North Carolina looks very organized on that play, and it was a great shot by Wade.
Off the face-off, Hofstra will come up with that ball. And let's see, we're going to get a violation. And North Carolina will get it. What was the violation?
Push. If you saw that, you can't push a man from behind when you don't have the ball. That's what happened there. Hofstra pushed him.
Jude Airbar, number 27, called for the push. So Carolina with the early 1-0 lead. Wade coming up with his 40th of the year. He had 8 goals in one game this year on 8 shots in a win over Maryland.
Well, it's unusual for a midfielder to lead the team in goal scoring.
Joe Amplo taking the ball away for Hofstra. They'll look to clear it here. Dangerous pass, but they got it. Christakis will bring it across. They've got an unsettled situation here. He looks to give it up, and he'll recover as Judge couldn't catch it.
Now, they didn't set up in a fast break. They didn't have a point man, it's called, and then they weren't able to really do anything with that unsettled situation.
And we'll reset the lineup. Number 42 is Panos, lefty with 23 goals. Nice look! Oh, and they missed the cage that time. However, we did get a penalty. Jared Testa all alone in front.
Just missed the corner. They're trying to shoot too fine, I think.
Second penalty on North Carolina, however.
And it's for a minute. It's on the head.
Timeout on the field with Carolina leading 1-0. You're watching college lacrosse on Cablevision's LISN.
New mascot series. Pharmacist is trained.
Let's see what happened on that last play. Testa, let's pick up the actual natural sound with that good scoring opportunity. Boy, Jared Testa with a great chance. You hear the hit.
Good hit.
Now 1 minute penalty coming up to North Carolina. Hofstra putting it in play. They had a man-up situation just a little while ago in this quarter.
Well, they've got to convert, Barry. They're up 7 shots to 3 in the game. I mean, really, they've had a territorial edge.
Surprised that they kept Rogers in, number 7, the young man who has not scored a goal. That's he right there.
But he moves the ball quickly, Barry. He's not the scorer. He'll move the ball to the shooters.
There's a shot from the outside by Testa. Normally plays on the wing. Panos will put it in play. He was the backer. Alexander Panos. Oh, he was in.
Good play. Very nice play. Just got to hit the cage.
That's a couple of chances. Maybe a little tight, a little over
tight.
anxious.
Also, against a good goalie or a good team sometimes, you want to make your shots a little finer than they have to be.
Brooks Brown, kind of an unheralded goalie. He's done a great job this year for Carolina. Jacobs off to Judge. Easily handled right into the cage.
Well,
a stick of Brooks Brown.
About 20 yards away with no screen. That's playing catch with the goaltender. That's what he did then.
And now the great legs of Jude Collins will bring it across.
Now, Barry, this year there's a rule change that's a little bit different. If you get in the box now, man does not come in. So you really kind of play keep away until the penalty's over.
This is Wade. They've got to try to defend him. Langtree trying to stop him, but he got the shot off. Johnson the save. As they chase to the far side, it'll still be North Carolina ball.
Now, it's even up right now, but if they were down a man, what you do is double the ball and try to get it back again.
So both teams make changes with the dead ball situation here.
See, Barry, I'll go on record now. I don't like that rule. I like it. The guy comes in out of the box. Otherwise, people play keep away. Slows the game down.
Hopkins with possession. And we're all even right now. 6 on 6. North Carolina leading 1-0 on the 40th goal of the year by Jason Wade with about 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's Brendan Carey, number 9. Swung it behind. Wade looking for that opportunity. They have to play in very tightly, and they do. Off on the wing. Carey mishandles the pass. I wonder if that shoulder's bothering him.
A little bit. He went up to the ball. It looked a little painful.
Raking it back. Hofstra will try to get to it here. Oh, but it's recovered by Wade.
And that's what you teach him. Rake to the outside, and the offensive guy picks it up. That was a smart play by Carey.
Joe Amplo playing short stick defensive midi. Rich Langtree has the long pole against the middies. Carey trying to work from behind, got doubled. Wade against Joe Ample. That is a key matchup. Ample playing the short stick. A pretty good defensive mid. He did an excellent job against Hopkins, we thought.
Yeah, that was the guy who played Milford Marchand, did an excellent job. The same thing with Wade, that explosive speed, that good shot.
Top, they swing it. Tobin is 32. He's on this first midfield. Carolina setting up patient here. Up top. And the shot wide on the deflection, taken by number 19 that time. And Mike Meyer, number 19, with the shot.
North Carolina is showing good patience, but they're really not penetrating. I mean, Hofstra's doing a very nice job preventing penetration.
Off on the wing, they score! Number 9, Brendan Carey with the goal, his 20th of the year. And Carey, who's 7th on the all-time scoring list at North Carolina now with 155 points. So young man from Huntington comes in to make it 2-0.
A nice patient offensive series for North Carolina. They waited for the good shot, and he just rammed it home.
Let's take another look.
And see him moving the ball around. He'll get it on the wing. They're a little slow sliding. He takes a great shot, upper left-hand side, away from the goalie stick. Excellent shot.
Well, Mike DeSimone, Brendan Carey, a young man, you know, one of those Long Island youngsters, coming up with a big goal there.
Brendan has a great right-handed shot, and you can't give him too many opportunities like that one because he's gonna make them count.
Big John Fox coming up with it on the fast break, but Hofstra will get it back as he threw it downfield, and Kevin Johnson with it. Hofstra behind 2-0 here. North Carolina very patient. They waited and got good shots and made them both count. Hannigan off to behind again in case you're just tuning in. Hofstra star attackman Blake Miller out of the game with a hamstring injury. He tried to play, got hurt in the first minute of play after being injured earlier this week in practice. And they certainly are missing him. Here's Carey. Came in leading the club with 36 assists. He scored a goal, beat his man. Big play by Johnson to stop him one-on-one.
Good save. He's in the crease. The ball goes to Hofstra. Great play by Kevin Johnson. That's why I say he's playing so well.
You know, you talk about Brendan Carey. The coach talks about him being very unorthodox the way he plays the game. You never know what to expect from Brendan
Now watch, he comes back really nicely, goes up off his feet, and he gets stuffed by Kevin Johnson.
He's one of those guys at times can make a coach crazy because he does a lot of unorthodox things on the field.
He's creative.
You've had players like that.
Yes.
Imaginative, right?
Yes.
Imagine your hair being lost.
I used to have a lot more hair before I started coaching, Barry.
Well, I have a picture of you that we may show at halftime. Brian Langtree, your Cornell days, when Bob Rule was the coach, or actually the goalie on the national champion Cornell team back in 1971.
Played right here, Barry.
That's right, back home. Here's Testa. Hofstra down 2-0. They've had 2 one-minute man-up situations, unable to convert.
Testa got away with a warding off, then he really stuck his arm up there. You can't do that. You can't use a free arm to prevent a man from checking your stick.
Langtree against Jason Sanders, number 11. Out to Presley, who's inverted from behind, a midi. Up to Hannigan. Well, good hard shot, but that's still, again, too far out.
A little too far out. They're shooting from about 15 yards out. They got to shoot a shot like that from 10 yards out. Good save, though. Very good save by Brown. Watch the shot. He gets over with his left hand. Very nice play.
Vinny Hannigan with a hard shot. 4 saves right now for Brooks Brown. It's 2-0 Carolina. A little more than a minute to go in this first quarter.
I'd say 2 of those saves, Barry, are quality saves. I mean, he really had to move to the ball.
Hofstra again trying to set it up. Presley, the midi, gets the short stick. Cut off. Now Langtree working behind.
So they're missing that attackman with that explosive step. That's what Blake Miller was doing.
Langtree against Jude Collins. Again, short stick against short stick. Up to Judge. Pass could not be handled by Panos.
Good look, though. Very good look. So he did what a lot of attackers do. Instead of going to the ball, he already went towards the goal before he caught it.
Look at Murphy, number 13, all over that ground ball. No possession yet.
Well, Peter Murphy was the outstanding defenseman 2 years in a row in Nassau County at Garden City. Just a great player.
Very tenacious, small guy at 5'8", 180. And a lot of people say, this size, the way college lacrosse is being played, he can't be an All-American defender at that size.
He was a great football player, too, a great linebacker. I'll tell you the difference, what makes lacrosse so great. It's not how big you are, it's how tough you are and what kind of athlete you are. That's what Peter Murphy is.
35 seconds left, Bob, in this first quarter with Carolina in top 2-0.
This is key. Don't let them score now.
Psychologically, it could be a crusher. Collins off to Wade. They swing it on the wing. Tobin. Nice pass. Oh, and when you get a guy like Wade so close to you.
That little give and go again. It's a great play. They pick him off. They pick the defender off, and Wade's got himself an open shot. The problem then, Barry, is he shot lefty. He picked the ball lefty, and he's cutting his angle off going towards the cage. He never himself an angle if he was shooting right.
10 seconds to go here on the first quarter clock. Flynn defending on carry. Craig Flynn, who's been their best defender. And the clock will run out right now as the first quarter horn sounds with the Carolina Tar Heels leading Hofstra 2-0. We'll be right back. You're watching Cablevision's coverage of Hofstra lacrosse. Looking at Hofstra Stadium, part of the $7 million renovation taking place here. The press box being worked on. It'll be a terrific facility ready for the football season here, and they're excited. The 15,000 seats are in place, and right now we've got a pretty good lacrosse game here, 2-0. North Carolina leading, and a key face-off here, raked forward. Langtree couldn't come up with that ball with the long pole, 24 for Hofstra. And the ball will go over now to North Carolina.
Now what happens is there's a box there. They call it the box, and you can't, if you're an attacker or a defenseman, you can't come out of the box until one team gains possession of the ball on the face-off. The Hofstra attackman came out a little bit too early then.
Barry Landers along with Bob Rule, and joined by Mike DeSimone of the New York Saints. And Mike, your quick evaluation of this first quarter.
Well, I think Hofstra's put in a tough situation losing Blake Miller. You know, he's their quarterback, and they had a couple opportunities on man up. And it's tough. You practice and you play all these games with Blake, and now with him out, they're going to have to readjust. All
right, defensively did a pretty good job in that first quarter, holding him to 2. What a great pass play to set up Jude Collins all alone.
You know what happened? Just relaxed for a second, went to double a little too early, and bang, he's all by himself.
Jude Collins, known more for his face-off ability, where he's 65% best in the nation, getting his 14th goal of the year, and it's 3-0 North Carolina.
Okay, if you watch coming around, you'll see the attack, but I think it's carry. He looks off. They try to double too early. He's all by himself on the court. He's just kind of snuck down on the crease from the backside. A great play. Here he comes around again. Now watch. He just gives that little flick pass. Guys are trying to back up, and he's all by himself. The same play that Jared Testa missed on early.
Absolutely. You got to finish on those chances, and can't fault Kevin Johnson at all on those goals that he's given up today. Even the great Bob Rule might not have been able to stop him in your heyday.
Well, now I'm big enough to wedge me in the goal. It's tough to get around it.
Carolina, after Hofstra brought it down, had it for the moment. Airbar worked it across. Langtree, the older brother of Brian Langtree, Rich Langtree, a couple of brothers playing for Hofstra. This is Judge, who's got to step it up against Jason Sanders, number 11.
Now the one thing, they've won a couple of faceoffs now, Hofstra. They're more even now. They've won 2 faceoffs. They're starting to play with a little bit more confidence in that area. Darren
Sweeney, who's a terrific long pole defensive midi, number 23. He's the man assigned to Alexander, 36. Alexander, who's got probably the best speed, the best dodging ability of any of the midfielders for Hofstra.
You know, I almost think of putting him on a tackle and then come from behind a little bit, use that explosive speed of his to bring the ball around and make things happen.
Langtree swings it to the side. There's Alexander trying to go one-on-one against Fox. Likes to go to the left side. Got the shot and he scored!
Good shot.
Red hot Tony Alexander coming off the 5-goal effort against Rutgers, his 22nd goal of the year.
A great shot, a good bounce shot away from the goalie stick. It's just straight one-on-one. There he is playing by his defender, comes around and watch, he'll jump a little bit, shoot low, far side. Very tough save for the goalie, man. Excellent shot.
Mike DeSimone beat a great defender in John Fox on that play.
Yes, he did. He took the long stick, Fox from up top, and he looks good. That was a good shot by Alexander.
Boy, Hofstra really needed that psychologically to get back within 2. And right now, they come up with the ball. That's Wade after Collins won the faceoff. Jude Collins with control.
Jude Collins like a vacuum cleaner out there on the ball.
Out of Alexandria, Virginia. The thing about him is he's so quick that even if he loses the face-off, he can get the ball.
He runs it down. He's got that ability. He's got that desire not to be beaten. I like that.
On the wing, Tobin. And they have a backer. That was Rob Tobin, the senior for Annapolis. This is a very senior-dominated Carolina team. Last year, they didn't have a great record. They went 6-6. This year, 12-3. Their only losses to Princeton, Duke, and Hopkins, and they feel this club is good enough to make a run for the national championship.
Well, I think any team can win. Everybody has lost at least one game. There are no undefeated teams, and they're coming on strong at the end.
Tobin against the air bar on the crease. Johnson, a big save that time on Mark Phillips.
The one thing, Hofstra's got to start knocking guys down on the crease. That guy's shot standing straight up.
Good job by Amplo to clear it. And that is something that a lot of teams have difficulty with North Carolina because of their riding ability, but good job by Amplo. Looks to give it up here, the defensive midi, and he'll head off. They'll get an offensive midi on. Off to Judge. Hofstra down 3-1. Early here in the second quarter, Barry Landers with Bob Rule and Mike DeSimone of the New York Saints, and also from Lacrosse Unlimited. Delighted to have you along on the LISN for this terrific college lacrosse game. Alexander trying to use a pick. Crowd wanted a little bit of a call there, none made. Vinny Hannigan now with it. Hannigan. Nicely will dump it back out to Judge. Hofstra has got to show patience, and that's something we've seen the last 3 games. Much more patience than earlier in the year.
Here's Langtree. He's been hot. Hot score, a couple goals against Johns Hopkins.
Langtree missing the cage. Indeed, 10 goals, 3 assists in his last 4 games.
What they've got to do, Barry, is penetrate a little bit more. They're getting shots, but they're too far out.
They do, and Testa with a great feed. Give credit to Panos for putting that ball in play quickly, and they get the goal.
You know, that's what we said. They were a little too far out with the other shots. They're now starting to penetrate a little bit. Jared Testa on an excellent cut, catches the ball, shoots good and hard. It is Panos with the ball, a good feed. Testa catches it, and watch him shoot hard. Overhand. Everybody watching this game, he shot overhand even to the goalie stick side. You don't know where the ball's going to go. Get another look, catches the ball, and shoots. Excellent shot.
Mike DeSimone, another look, picture perfect there.
That was a great feed by Chris Panos. He's stepping it up. He's going to take Blake Miller's spot, and you know, he's a senior, and that was a great shot by Testa also.
Air bar came up with the ball, deflected away, and North Carolina will get it. But Hofstra doing an excellent job not allowing North Carolina to get the fast break, the transition off the faceoff.
No, they won that faceoff. What happened then, he had the ball checked out of his stick, but still they won that faceoff.
North Carolina 4-3 in faceoffs. And again, when you think of it, they're winning 7 out of 10 this year with the 2 excellent faceoff men, Jason Sanders. And, of course, Jude Collins.
The one thing we've got to talk about is they've got an unusual schedule. They play teams that are not the toughest teams, so sometimes statistics can be a little bit misleading, perhaps.
Their second midfield in, Justin Bowman, 20. We'll pick them up for you as well right here. Phillips. Up top to Bowman. He has a hard shot. Good save on the low shot.
But you know, it's 20 yards out. It looks tough, but he had plenty of time to zero in on that ball. That's what Hofstra's got to do. 5
saves for the 5th-year senior goalie from Rhode Island, Kevin Johnson. Oh, that was a dangerous play. Amplo got it across. And we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a call here. Is it an offside? No, let's see. Loose ball push.
But there should have really been a play on. I don't know why they blew the whistle.
Right, because Hofstra was going to retain possession.
Right. That actually would stop a fast break or something and go against them if it happened.
Absolutely.
Not a play on.
But Hofstra showing a lot of grit and determination, coming back. Now it's a 3-2 game.
So far, Barry, North Carolina's not showing me that they're better than Hofstra.
Well, they've made some great passing plays, and that's been the key to their goals, but Hofstra stayed with them. Langtree getting in. And that one stopped in front by the goalie.
Good save, but a very routine save. He shot sidearm, he shot up into a stick side.
Beard with a clear. Ryan Beard out of Maryland, a freshman. They like him. They get most of their players from Maryland and Long Island, North Carolina, and only have 8 scholarships to give. 12 are the maximum that you can give in lacrosse, but they've done a great job with only giving 8 full scholarships.
You know what they do? They pare them down. They'll take 8 and really turn it into 16.
Yeah.
They'll give half scholarships to people.
Up top to Bowman, couldn't handle the pass. Not a good pass by Wade that time, and Bowman couldn't catch it.
Sidearm across the field. People don't realize, too, AstroTurf fields have a definite crown to them, so unless you're used to it, when you throw a pass, the ball's going to actually rise a foot or two above where you think it's going to be. That's what happened then.
There's Justin Bowman, the freshman from Arnold Maryland, number 20. Now on the ride here. Let's see what they employ here. Again, this has been a key to their success. They'll force you to turn it over, and early in the year, Hofstra was doing that a lot.
Right.
Right now we have a delay here. Counting the players to make sure.
Well, you can't start to. It's not illegal. It's a referee's responsibility to make sure that the right number of players are on the field. So it would not be illegal to have too many men on the field.
Kevin Johnson thrown to the empty net, and he scores! Kevin Johnson has tied the score! Brooks Brown was coming up to help on the ride.
They ran what's called a full field zone where the goalie helps out, and the goalie's got to be alert to get back in the goal. Great. An 80-yarder.
Bob Rule, Hofstra did this the other night with 2 seconds left in the half against Rutgers and scored a goal like that.
They're running a full field zone. The goalie comes out to help out defensively. Kevin Johnson, this is a set play. He shoots right at the goalie, and the goalie's a little slow getting back. Brown, and there it is, in the goal. Great play. Great builder for Hofstra.
Bob Rule, did you ever think of that when you were a goalie at Cornell?
I could throw it that far. That's the little difference. Great play, though.
Hofstra with 3 unanswered goals. Kevin Johnson. We highlighted him at the Open about his goaling ability. How about his scoring ability?
His scoring ability. Well, 2 guys we've highlighted there have had great games.
Here's Phillips against Amplo, number 29, defended by number 21. Hofstra crowd coming alive with that last goal, still buzzing. Phillips, pass could not be handled as he was checked by Amplo. Now the scramble behind the cage. Carolina with the ball, riding effectively here. The shot blocked, bounces back. Hofstra will try to get to it. Flynn has it, number 35.
Good play, good defense, Barry. Look at the excitement now. You could almost see Hofstra get lifted up because of that.
Jared Testa.
The one thing is you got to play within themselves. Be patient, look for that good shot.
That was something again early in the year. Another flag on North Carolina. And Hofstra will have a man-up situation here for the 3rd time in the game. What's interesting is Hofstra really lately has cut down the number of penalties they've taken. And any time you give a team like Carolina Hopkins a lot of man-up situations, you're in trouble. But they're playing smart, intelligent hockey.
Well, you see
lacrosse.
this exactly. Now watch him slash his shoulder. Bang! You got him on the back now. The referees are calling that more. 2 key things for Hofstra that they've done: reduce their turnovers and reduce their penalties. That's given them more ball control.
So Hofstra, which did not do much, Mike DeSimone earlier man up, now going with their 3rd opportunity. What do you look for here, Mike?
Well, I think they would be more organized. I'm sure they spoke about it after the first quarter. You know, without Blake in the game, I'm sure they're going to run a different play now and utilize all the players.
Alexander shot blocked by John Fox. Hofstra retaining possession. About 45 seconds left in the man-up, Bob.
I've got to think they're going to look for Paul Judge, 31, or they're going to look for Tony Alexander, 36, because they're the guns. They're the shooters.
Alexander playing on the right wing. Now even with the cage. Up top, Jacobs passing it, moving it quickly. Or to Langtree, number 3. Pass intended for Rogers, picked off that time.
You can't throw through the zone. That was a mistake. Throw to the peripheral outside. Listen, you're throwing to a guy with an immediate shot. You don't do that.
Hofstra has not given up a man-up goal to the opposition this year when they have had the extra man. 10 seconds left, and they'll just run the clock out here. Jude Collins, number 42, in a 3-3 game as we hit the halfway mark in this first half of the 2nd quarter. Pass over the head of Phillips. Will it go out? Phillips trying to come up with it, loses his stick.
Still off blue, Ray.
Now, you don't push here.
Langtree trying to come up with it. And finally, it's Ryan Grimes, 32. Teams are all even, so Hofstra 0 for 3 EMO. Extra man opportunity. Here's the freshman, Jacobs. Jacob Rogers trying to get away. Not a good play there.
Gave up the ball. You can't do that.
Panicked a little bit there, and so there's some pressure. So Murphy came up with the ground ball, and North Carolina will bring it down. In a tie game at 3-3. Carolina looking to set things up. Mike Myers, number 19, he's out there right now.
Blocked by the defense. Good play by the defense there.
And Wade will put it in play. Now we have an official timeout on the field. Hofstra's come back with 3 unanswered goals. We're tied at 3, and you're watching exciting Hofstra lacrosse on Cablevision's LISN.
Go.
Enthusiasm, pride, back of the Hofstra athletic program with.
We're tied at 3-3 here at Hofstra, and let's take a look at how North Carolina got here with their 12-3 record, Bob.
Well, if you look at their record, it's unusual. They play some teams that are pretty soft like Radford, and then play top 10 teams. Their losses will come to a team like Princeton, who's now currently number 1. Here's the key for Hofstra. Note the loss to Johns Hopkins. Hofstra dominated Johns Hopkins, really. So these kids, no matter what you say as a coach, these kids say, we can beat them. If they lost to Hopkins, we got to be just as good. Then they've hit a real good winning streak, winning the ACC title, winning 6 in a row.
And winning decisively. Great victory over Virginia. Second straight time they've beaten Virginia this year and beat them in the championship game without Turnbull.
Well, they came in ranked number 8 in the preseason poll, and they've really steadily moved up to number 2 by just playing very, very well, very, very well as a team.
I'm going to ask you a nice look. Oh, Bowman denied by Kevin Johnson. What a save on Bowman.
Terrific.
Read and react. And right there, Kevin Johnson keeping it a 3-3 game. Flynn now has got to get it across in a certain amount of time here. Kevin Johnson looking.
The press riding, he's got to get rid of the ball. He's going to run out of time.
Better get it across here. Flynn. And Flynn will do it himself, just in the nick of time, so to speak.
Gave it to the wrong guy. He had an open man. He was just trying to get to the attack. He had an open long stick midi in the middle of the field. Should have given it up to him.
Murphy was on Panos right there and could not handle the pass, so Carolina will get it back.
He was all over Panos. There's no way you throw it to him.
To say the
least.
No
way.
Hey, speaking about great game, Manhasset Garden City later today. That should be a dandy, huh?
The only I'm hoping for today, Barry, you can't have an overtime game.
Bob Rule will be coaching in that game.
Yes.
Along with Alan Lowe, that should be a great one. And later on Cablevision's LISN, we'll have the Nassau, Suffolk, and Long Island Lacrosse Championships, as well as the state championships. What a year for lacrosse here at Hofstra. And the USILA Division I and Division III All-Star games are coming up here on June 8th as well. Collins missed. They had a backer.
Nice shot, though. You see how he shot far to the golden stick side. Very good shot. It's the hardest save to make.
Spencer Deering putting it in play. Haven't mentioned his name often today, 19 goals. He has really stepped in with the injury to Turnbull, getting a lot of playing time. Good check from behind by Sullivan, number 11.
But you know, he lacks that explosive first step, Barry. He didn't accelerate coming around the goal. Really didn't know what to do with the ball.
Well, Turnbull was such a complete attackman. He, of course, is the son of Jim Turnbull, the great coach, former coach at Yorktown. Up top, rifled wide by Brendan Carey. And on this very field, of course, we saw Yorktown play many memorable games. They love playing down here at Hofstra.
Well, he actually retired so he could see his son play. It's kind of ironic. I feel bad. He's a junior, though. He'll be back next year.
I wonder if Jim's here. He's such a big lacrosse fan. He might be here today.
I did see I saw George Shearing, who's the coach of Yorktown here. He might be here with him.
Carolina averages 53 shots a game, 17 so far today. Phillips cut off. Finds the open man, Carey. Back up to Phillips, scores!
They can't let them through. I'll tell you now, all the Hofstra guys will get their heads down because he was able to skip a man and throw through the crowd of Hofstra defensive players.
Mark Phillips coming up with his first goal of the game, 28th of the year. He was red hot in the tournament, and he's red hot right here.
Now watch this. He throws through about 3 Hofstra defensive players. They don't pick him up quick enough. He gets a chance to wind up, and he rockets the ball by Kevin Johnson.
Phillips, who played for Lou Antonetti. Mark Phillips coming up with the goal there, and normally plays the crease. He's got a hard shot and a quick stick, and came up with a nice goal there. He was red hot in the ACC tournament, Bob. 8 goals, 4 assists. And against Duke, he had 5 points in 1 quarter, the first quarter.
Well, I can see that with that kind of shot. You give him an opportunity.
Judge beats his man, got a good shot, stopped by time by Brooks Brown.
A nice play by Judge. Paul Judge has got to come around like that and force me. He's a big boy.
He's the biggest player that Hofstra has, certainly, and by comparison, Carolina much bigger in terms of their size and midfield, attack and on defense.
Well, he's got a great pedigree. His stepfather, Brooks Sweet, was the world player of the year back, I think, in 1988 in the World Games. So got a good guy to work with.
Now third midfield in, Kylie Wilson, number 28, a freshman in for Carolina. Now that they have the lead, working with Ryan Beard, 26.
This is where they can wear you down with that greater depth.
Billy Wilson, number 22, a sophomore, getting the shot, easily handled. Not a good shot there.
I could stop that
one. Richie Langtree will try to clear it here. Barry Landers with Bob Rule and Mike DeSimone of the New York Saints. Down to about 3 minutes and 10 seconds in a well-played second quarter. Hofstra trailing 4-3. They trailed 3-0. Judge couldn't handle the low pass, and again, Mike DeSimone, the kind of unforced error that coaches will hate.
That was a tough situation there. If Judge caught that ball, he could have looked right to the crease and they could have got a nice shot off. 5
turnovers this time. Pass could not be handled by Wilson, but his teammate picks it up. Mark Phillips with a behind the head pass. Swing it around. Again, their third midfield unit staying on here, but an errant pass. Hofstra trying to get Testa, couldn't get it. Judge has got it. Judge going to the cage. And that maybe would have been a better shot had he gone up high.
Either gone up high or pull it out. He had a guy on him. He's fading away. He's shooting left-handed. Pull the ball out and hold it for control.
Well, it was a golden opportunity, Mike, for Hofstra on the unsettled situation to try to score there.
I'm going to give it to, I think Chris Panos was next to him because he's a little bit quicker. He would have gotten the goal quicker.
Give credit, though, to Carolina to getting back on that play. Now another errant pass here, so this third midfield unit having a few problems, but now they get Jason Sanders in, so they make a change here in the midfield. Sanders, the former star at Ward Melville, with 19 goals this year.
And he was a star. He was a dominating player when he played at Ward Melville a couple years ago. Very fine midfielder.
Big and strong, has a hard shot, needs time to get it off.
You know, he was a good face-off guy. They really have 3 excellent face-off guys. In high school,
he's doing about 65%, which isn't too shabby in college at this level. Nice look again. Carey coming around a flag. Hofstra will have their first penalty to kill here.
All right, this is key, Barry. They've got a little less than 2 minutes to go. The score is now 4-3. If they could keep it within a goal, that's good going into halftime. You're a heartbeat away from tying the game up.
Ryan Grimes, number 32, will pick up the penalty. The biggest Hofstra player they have defensively at 6'3", 215.
Well, they got him on the head coming around. But, you know, what's bothering me a little bit for Hofstra's sake is North Carolina is really starting to move the ball around with a lot more confidence right now. They score 40% of the time man up, which is excellent.
Hofstra's killed 31 of their last 34 man down situations. So their penalty killing has been terrific of late. And overall on the year, teams have only scored 13 goals against them. And they've killed penalties at about 75%, which is terrific.
That's great. You saw right there, though, I will tell you right now, they had an attack been wide open. If you looked at Spencer Deering was wide open, he just missed the pass.
And a loose ball push, Hofstra will get the ball here.
Now what you do is you give it to what you consider your fastest midfielder and let him take the ball upfield.
Vinny Hannigan has the ball right now. He is not their fastest midfielder. And off to Kevin Johnson. Johnson being ridden right there by Spencer Deering, lost the ball. Deering scores. Oh, that could be a crusher.
That hurts badly. He should have taken the ball behind the goal. Kevin Johnson, key mistake, take the ball behind and work with the crease.
Spencer Deering scores. We'll be right back. You're watching Cablevision coverage of Hofstra lacrosse. This is a critical possession. Hofstra cannot give up a goal.
Make a difference in a young person's life and build a strong foundation for some of the nation's best and brightest. Come, share the pride.
Now leading by 2 after the costly mistake, and off the face-off, ball will be rolled out of bounds. And it will go over to Carolina.
The one thing key, Barry, though, they're in the game. That's the one thing Hofstra's got to remember. You're in the game. A couple of shots going in the goal, the score is tied. So they can't get down on that one play.
Mike DeSimone right now with under a minute, I believe, to go. This is a critical possession. Hofstra cannot give up a goal with about 45 seconds to go.
Hofstra has to play some serious defense right now.
Well, this is a critical situation here. Hofstra's given up the 2 goals here. And again, you cannot fault Kevin Johnson in terms of his goal tending. The mistake he made there was the clear. Good save on the shot outside.
You know what it's like, Barry, though? Remember Hopkins had that little run where they scored a couple of goals. Hofstra settled down, came right back again. That's what they got to do now.
Freshman Brett Cohart out of Garden City, whose brother also plays on the team with that last shot. He's had 3 goals this year, getting a little playing time on the 4th midfield at times. Cut off is Collins. They look for weight in these situations. Up top, Cohart. Play broken up. Time remaining under 10 seconds. Flynn. Good job by Flynn, but now he'll lose it. Clock running down. 3, 2, 1, and the horn sounds as the first half has come to an end.
All right, good half actually for Hofstra. They recovered nicely. They've scored a couple goals. If had a little luck, the score would be tied right now. Jared Testa on the crease. So they're in the game, Barry. That's what John Donet's got to emphasize.
Mike DeSimone, thanks for joining us. Your quick first half thoughts.
I think North Carolina is realizing that the Hofstra defense is doubling rather quickly, and I think they just have to protect their crease because that's where North Carolina is looking to move the ball.
All right, thanks, Mike. Mike Candell of Newsday will join us for the second half. We'll be back with more from Hofstra Stadium in just a moment.
Come join me.
New coach, Cornbread Maxwell of the Long Island Surf. They'll start their season.
The team. So for your car. The smart money is how to join the
Hofstra loses their key ball player, and they still stay close, so they're doing a good job. They've got to be believers. Remember, the back of their mind, they've got to say to themselves, Hopkins beat these guys. We beat Hopkins. We can beat these guys if we put our mind to it.
Well, that last goal is certainly potential backbreaker.
Well, Kevin scored one. He gave up one, so it's a 0. It's a net of 0. But that was a tough play. But still, they're within 2 goals. They're a heartbeat away from tying the game up. They've got to put that goal behind them and get on with the idea of just winning this ball game.
Any keys offensively for them to get better shots in the second half?
Well, they've been shooting from, let's say, 20 yards out. They've got to get within 15 yards, take good shots. This kid Brown is a good goaltender. One of the keys too, I think, is that they'll gain confidence. They lost Blake Miller. They got to gain some confidence on their offense that they can't go to Miller. Other guys got to pick up their game a little bit.
All right, let's take a look at the first half statistics right now. And there they are.
Well, if you look, first of all, this is my big surprise. Face-off, 6-4 North Carolina, but I think Hofstra's won the last 2 out of 3, so they're getting a little more confidence there. Look how even the game is. Ground balls, actually Hofstra has more. Shots are even, but Hofstra got some quality shots early in the game. They could have scored, so they've got to be comfortable with that. Saves are pretty even. Man up, North Carolina is 1 for 1. Hofstra, that's a big statistic, 0 for 3. But I think Mike DeSimone pointed out something very valuable, and that is the fact that without Blake Miller, they don't have their quarterback, the key guy. They've been working with him all year long, so they've got to adjust to that.
All right, we'll be back with more from Hofstra. Get set for exciting second half lacrosse coming up next.
and over. So what's the
Rose go for emergency 8881.
We are back at Hofstra University. Barry Landers along with Bob Brule. And we will be joined in the second half by Mike Candell. And right now, Bob Brule, let's take a look at the Hofstra game by game. as they started off the season well with victories over Towson State and Delaware. Struggled a bit, losing to Loyola and Brown. The big loss here against Brown.
Well, if you look at the teams now, they right themselves. They beat UMass. They get 4 straight wins. They lose to Georgetown in overtime.
Yep.
That Georgetown, I think, and losing to Army, those are the 2 games that have hurt them badly in terms of potentially getting to the playoffs. Okay, Georgetown was a loss, and the fact is losing to Army and Georgetown, I think, hurts them badly in terms of getting in the playoffs. They beat those guys. Even if they lose today, if they lose well, if there's such a thing as losing well, they have a shot at getting in the playoffs.
All right, let's take a look at the latest poll, which came out last Monday. The U.S. ILA poll, a lot of controversy at times over this particular poll. And we'll take a look at the poll. It'll see Princeton as the #1 team. They have completed their season. And, of course, they came up with a great season, former NCAA champion. Syracuse and Princeton have alternated as national champs the last 4 years, but Princeton, North Carolina, Virginia, losers to Carolina in the ACC tournament. Maryland, you see, tied for 3rd. Syracuse 5th, and how about the bottom 6 through 9?
Well, the big surprise, I think, is Harvard being up at #6. They've come on really strong, okay? The other big surprise is Brown not being ranked higher and doing better.
And there you see Notre Dame. They'll be the Western entry. Hofstra tied going in with Massachusetts, and a big victory for Massachusetts yesterday. We'll let you know about that a little bit later, but we have been joined in the second half by Mike Candell, the outstanding Newsday sports writer and an expert on the field of lacrosse. Stopped that time on a low shot taken by Jason Wade. And Hofstra now down to Minnow, brings it across. He normally doesn't stay on much. He's the face-off midi. Now we'll set the lineups once again for you. Alexander inverting. He's normally a midi, taking the short stick behind him.
I think it's a good idea. He played attack previously. He's listed as an attack and midfielder. I would give him the ball and let him run a little bit on a short stick behind him.
Hannigan is 43, Langtree 3, and Presley 2. Presley and Hannigan, not big goal scorers on this particular midfield alignment. Panos, come around, now doubled up. Defender fell. That was Fox who lost. Now trying to stop Alexander with a long pole. Interesting, Fox, who normally plays close to the goal as a close defenseman, out there against the midfielder, Alexander.
They figure Alexander is probably the biggest scoring threat and take him. Make sure they have one of the best defensemen on him.
Their other outstanding long pole defensive midi is Darren Sweeney, 23. Hannigan getting on Collins. Collins going to be called for another penalty. And as the shot by Hannigan was deflected wide. And let's take a look at some of the key scores we mentioned yesterday, setting up the significance of today's game. And this is the final game of the college lacrosse season. UMass beating Brown 11-8. Hopkins beating Loyola 12-10. And the other scores we'll have for you in just a moment. Towson State over Vermont and Army over Rutgers. We're joined again, as we mentioned, by Mike Candell. We'll bring Mike in at our first opportunity, but right now, let's see if they can take advantage of this man-up situation.
Okay, they're in a 1-4-1, which puts a lot more pressure on the creaseman of North Carolina.
Judge swings it around. Not a good pass, but with time to play it was Panos. Up top, Alexander working against the big stick. Good look for Langtree, and they score!
A great play. Langtree just snuck in on the crease. Like I said, a 1-4-1 puts a lot more pressure on the creaseman. Snuck in, caught the ball, came to the ball, turned, shot low. Excellent shot.
Langtree's 8th man-up goal, 8 of his 17 coming in the extra man situation.
Now watch this. Look at him look. Alexander looks, finds Langtree on the crease all by himself, shoots low away from the stick side. Great shot, great play. First man-up goal for Hofstra. Got to give him a lot of confidence.
Well, you mentioned at halftime how vital that would be possibly in the second half. And nice passing play to set up the crease.
There he is. Now watch. Langtree sneaks around, and he gives him a quick feed. Good play. Turns and shoots low. Excellent.
Alexander with the nice setup. Hofstra coming up with the ball, trying to tie the game. Testa battling 2 or 3 Tar Heels there. Big hit in the open field that time by Sanders, number 11. Amplo, number 21 for Hofstra. Couldn't control it. And now Hofstra trying to get back defensively. Carolina leading by a goal early here in the third quarter. Barry Landers with Bob Rule and Mike Candell of Newsday. And again, we'll bring Mike in when our first opportunity. Here's Sanders. Playing in the midfield with Bowman, number 20. And Mike, your thoughts on the way the first half has gone and the way the second half has started?
If I were Hofstra, I'd feel real good about where I am at the moment. They look like they're playing with more confidence. I got off to a slow start and managed to come back. And I think the longer it stays close, the more confident you're going to see Hofstra.
Mike, does Hofstra have to win this game to make the NCAA tournament?
I don't think so at all. I really don't think that this game matters for Hofstra unless they get beaten so badly that they're embarrassed, and I'm not even sure that would hurt.
So yesterday's results not that critical, you feel, even though teams like Army that they lost to and also Johns Hopkins, who they beat, are still very much in the hunt right now.
Yeah, except that I think the two teams that they lost to, Loyola and Brown, were eliminated yesterday.
Stopped on the shot by Sanders. Kevin Johnson looking calm and cool. Now with the outlet finds Christakis. Not a good pass, but picked up on the run by Alexander. Hofstra trying to tie it. They trailed 3-0. Came back to tie it 3-3. Fell behind 5-3 at the half. And right now down by 1, Bob.
They're playing very well. As Mike said, the longer they can keep it close, the better chance they have.
Alexander against Fox.
Good double. Very good double. When you double Barry's when the guy's not looking at you. If you double when the guy's looking at you, he'll dump it off to your man. They could score a goal. That was an excellent double by North Carolina.
Ball judge out of Kellenberg High School, number 31.
And he's got a little guy on him. Boy, I'd look to go on him.
Yeah, he'll work against number 21 for Carolina.
Of course, little guy's relative for him. He's
and
6'4",
that's Brett Cohart.
Yeah.
Brett Cohart, of course, from Garden City. Probably brought a lot of fans and folks over to watch this game. Up top, Langtree got doubled. Alexander's shot got deflected on the way. And as it goes out of bounds, it'll still be Hofstra ball.
Good ball movement, though, Barry. Good ball movement. They're looking to find the open man. That's a hard shot. Again, they're shooting from about 20 yards out, which means if it gets to the goal, he's got plenty of time to see the ball.
Mike Candell, you've followed Hofstra all year. What is the major improvement you've seen from early in the year to now?
Major improvement is defensively. Major improvement is defensively, except there's something interesting happening here, Barry. If you notice, every time Hofstra comes from behind, Carolina's sliding. Hofstra only slides if their man gets beat inside rather than going up top, and I think it's hurt them in a couple of key times.
Right.
Carolina's sliding all the time, whether the guy gets beat inside or up top.
Excellent point. Bob, your thoughts?
Well, he was that thing called slide adjacent sometimes. So when you slide adjacent, you're going to leave guys open. And I think against, I guess it was Army, where the guys just were open all the time. It takes time to
Georgetown also.
Georgetown, especially Georgetown.
Killed them against Georgetown.
And you got a group of good dodgers. That kind of defense is really going to hurt you.
Alexander gets the shot high, knocked
nice
down.
save.
Good save that time on the shot by Brooks Brown, who's 5'11". And Hofstra right now trying to get back defensively. They trail by a goal. Deering, number 7, who got that gift goal on the bad clear earlier by Kevin Johnson. There's an opportunity for carry against Flynn. Pass too high, and it'll go out of bounds. And Hofstra will get it back, Bob.
Well, good turnover for Hofstra in terms of they played good aggressive defense, but sloppy play by North Carolina. I said 2 weeks, if I'm coaching North Carolina, any team, 2 weeks is too long between one game to another game, I think. You become rusty, not rested. Plus they had their this is Dave Klarman, who's probably very upset about that, thinking the same thing. In fact, Dave Klarman said, I don't want to buy in the first round. I'd rather play than wait around for 2 weeks.
Well, if they lose this game, Mike Candell, might they be eliminated from a bye, not get a top finish in the top 4?
I think if they lose this game, they could very well wind up to be the 5th-seeded team and then have to play the first round. Because they already have 3 losses.
Yep.
You get 4 losses, it's going to be very tough to be a top 4 seed with 4 losses.
You know, it's funny too, Mike, that he might almost want that in terms of the kids get right back into the ball game again.
I think that Hofstra would go along with that, though. I mean,
Yes.
Hofstra would love to accommodate them at this point.
There, getting in is Kylie Wilson. Checked into the crease. No whistle. Play continues. Hofstra has the ball. Langtree on the clear. Brought it down. Presley. And they had a backer Panos.
And like a 6-on-4, I don't understand that. They didn't find the open man close to the goal. They really didn't set up well in a fast break. There's where they really miss Blake Miller. That
Absolutely.
take charge kind of guy.
Mike, your thoughts on the absence of Miller and how they've been able to compensate today?
Well, they've compensated reasonably well, although they've missed a couple of real good opportunities. But I mean, to lose him and to lose him that early in the game is a killer. I And the question is, at this point, not whether he'll be back today. The question is whether he's going to be back.
Absolutely.
If they get a playoff bid.
Mark Schillick, number 16 in the game for the first time in the midfield. He's been alternating, the junior from Massachusetts, as Alexander works here. Defender slipped, and Alexander will shoot high.
Too far out, no screen. The goalie's right, set up for the ball.
You know, Brooks Brown going into the season was the big question mark on this team.
Yes.
And he really has looked very good today.
You know what's happened with, and talking to the coaching staff, we'll get to that in a moment. Kylie Wilson checked. Good job that time by Schulich, who came in. Good effort by Schulich to pick up the ball, and Johnson will look to clear here. Point I was going to make.
Oh,
bad clear there. Amplo, Joe Amplo, 21, comes up with it for Hofstra. A little unsettled, wild situation.
We were saying earlier, too, that Brooks Brown really came into his own in the ACC tournament, had a couple of great games against Virginia.
I think it was the MVP of the championship game. And the point the coaches were making about him is that, hey, his concentration is better. He's coming out challenging the shooter, handling the outside shot a lot better. He had been giving up a lot of goals from 20 yards out. And that's been a big improvement on his part this year.
yeah. Confidence is a major factor. I mean, that's always the thing. It's his job, and he's playing well, and he feels better every game.
Off to Bowman. Good save.
Very good save, okay? Not a great shot, but a good save and a tough shot.
Bowman has a good shot, the freshman from Maryland, with 15 goals. Bowman sniffing around the cage there, number 20. Right back, Flynn will try to come up with it. Instead, it's Grimes. Grimes on the fast break. He's got Testa with him. And Judge. Will he get it off? To Testa he does.
You know, he had Paul Judge at the point. He didn't give it up.
I don't know why he didn't pull a trigger and make that pass.
Panos taking the defender behind. Guarded by Mike Shortino, 41. He's the third of the starting defense with Fox and Murphy. I mentioned Shortino today, but he's a good one. Now Hannigan will invert against the short stick. Hannigan wrapped that time by Carey, who was playing up. Judge scores!
You can't give Paul Judge that much room. That's what they did. They pick him up quick.
Paul Judge, who had only one goal in the last 6 games that came against Hopkins, has tied the score with his 12th of the year. A guy that's been a little bit of a disappointment this year comes up with a huge goal.
Now watch this. North Carolina starts to back up a little too early. Had nobody to slide on Judge. He slides in and slams that ball to the left side. That was a situation where I think North Carolina slid a little bit too early. You see it again. He comes in. No one picks him up. Watch him. Pick that corner. Bam! I mean, great shot.
Time out of the field. We're tied at 5. We'll be right back.
Also the area's largest supplier of both prime. The ball stops here.
And our thanks to Modell's, all our sponsors. Jason Sanders now will take the faceoff. Carolina's dominated 8 of 12. And most of those won by the brilliant Jude Collins, the best in the country. But as we mentioned, this guy at 65%, Sanders. Minnow battling. Helped out by Langtree, still loose. Langtree has the ball.
I think they've won 3 out of the last 4 faceoffs, and they've lost a couple times. They've won the faceoff and then lost it on the scramble. So they're doing a good job.
Christakis will bring it across. Hofstra looking to take the lead for the first time in this game. They trailed 3-0, and now we'll get a ball going back over to
offsides.
An offside with possession, so no penalty, just lost of possession. That's a mental mistake there.
At a 5-5 ball game, it is.
Chris Trotter, number 10 in the game on attack right now for Carolina. First time he's in there. Chris Trotter, a junior from Charlottesville, Virginia, 5'9". Well, they use a lot of people, don't they?
Well, they've got that depth. You know, the worst player in North Carolina is good.
Sanders was on Minnow. Minnow staying in, of course, not known as a field player. Amplo cutting his man off. And good job by the Jude Air Bars. That ball was loose, and it was picked up by Kevin Johnson.
So we've got to look at their defense. Their defense has done a terrific job today. The 3 times I've seen them, they've played excellent.
Off to Alexander. Good job in clearing the ball. The Hofstra will reset here as they get their midfield unit back on. Again, Hofstra with under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, trying to pull off a huge upset. We had that terrific victory they had over Johns Hopkins. And of course, with Blake Miller, their leading scorer, an All-American candidate, out with a hamstring injury, this would be even more sweet. Langtree.
He's got a guy with a short stick on him. He's been a hot scorer. This is a good idea. Go.
Interesting, they've kept Kohart in the game, a freshman in a crucial situation. I know they're playing a lot of local kids here. Up top, Judge scores! Judge has given Hofstra a 6-5 lead.
A great shot. They moved the ball around real well and found him up top again. Giving him enough time to catch the ball and pick a corner. Watch the North Carolina defense slide very aggressively, get it behind. Now Judge is by himself. There's nobody really there to pick him up. He gets the ball. They're a little late getting to him. He uses the defensive player as a screen and bangs that ball home. See the look again. Feet comes up top. They try to slide on him, and he actually used 15 as a screen.
Back to the live action off the faceoff. Hofstra won it again this time. Ball goes out of bounds. They were going for the fast break, and right now it'll go back the other way. Mike Candell, John Danowski's got to feel good right here.
He does, Barry, and I want to tell you something. There's something else happening. P.J. Judge is getting more time now. With Miller out, they're giving him the ball a little more, and if Miller does make it back, you now have another weapon that's feeling very good about himself.
But again, Judge with that hard shot being employed up top.
See, I like him up top. I was saying, Mike, he doesn't have that explosive first step that Blake Miller has. So you use him up top and get him the ball. He's not going to be a real ball handler.
But you know what? But they're looking for him more. He's up top, but they're looking for him because they don't have Miller down.
That's right.
Excellent job by Jude Airbar on Tobin as Tobin was breaking in. He took it away. Now, how about the improvement, Mike, as you said, in this Hofstra defense? They are playing great.
Nick Christakis has really come on. He did a great job against Marr.
Great job against
Didn't even know Marr was in the game when they played Johns Hopkins. He's a solid all-around player.
Hey, Davey Marr had one assist and disappeared from the field.
Testa will see that ball go out of bounds. It'll be Hofstra ball. So they have been a very aggressive team, even on the ride. And right now, Patos will put it in play. Boy, Dave Klarman's club came in heavily favored, #2 in the country. It's only the second meeting between these schools. They last played back in the late 70s. North Carolina will go to the NCAA playoffs for the 17th consecutive year, and Hofstra trying to do it for only the 7th since the tournament began in 1971. A victory today will assure them of that, even if Mike Candell is right or wrong about his prediction that Hofstra will get in even if they lose this game. Here's Langtree against Collins.
They win this game, Barry, they could be as high as a 7th seed.
That would be incredible when you think they would have been 18th a couple of weeks ago, Bob Rule, when Hopkins was coming in.
They're kind of smart, too, the way they schedule games. You play two great teams in the last 3 games. It's become an all-or-nothing situation.
Hannigan shot right into the stick of Brooks Brown. And Fox looks to clear. 12 saves for Brown. And as they get it up to number 33, Ryan Kohart, the brother of the other Rohart. Ryan brings it down and lost it for the moment. Now they'll settle it down. Carolina trailing for the first time. They've been a cardiac club this year, Bob Rule. A lot of close games. They won a couple. They lost 2 games by a goal. Kohart, the younger Kohart with the shot. Boy, he is getting a lot of pop. Mike Candell, are you surprised how much playing time Brett Kohart is getting today?
A little bit, Barry, but he's been getting time during the year.
Yeah, but just 3 goals. I mean, he's on their 3rd midfield unit.
He's a 2-time high school All-American. He's a good ball player. So the worst player in Carolina is good.
Hofstra wouldn't have mind getting either of those Kohart boys to stay home, would they?
I mean, it's not that they're bringing a Scribini in.
Right.
The thoughts of Mike Candell of Newsday, joined by Bob Rule and yours truly, Barry Landers. Hope you're enjoying this lacrosse. We've got more lacrosse coming your way on the LISN, the high school championships in late May and June on this field at Hofstra. Kohart, a freshman with 3 goals. Carolina trying to be patient to look for a good shot here.
Well, Hofstra's got to watch out. They can't be lulled. You know, they've got to make sure they stay on their man, just like this.
Oh, Bowman.
Bowman's by himself because they got lulled a little bit on defense and left him alone.
Carey made a nice pass, and now Grimes trying to clear. Good job, got it to Langtree. Got to his brother, So brother to brother here, and Rich Langtree with a long pole. Now gets back to the defensive end. And an offside will be called. Third time that's happened to Hofstra.
A turnover there, but still.
10 seconds, I believe, left. And they'll try to put it in 30. It's a little hard to see the clock here. I beg your pardon, folks.
They have to move that flagpole.
A little different. There it is on the monitor finally. Here's a shot from in close that missed. And Carolina with a shot. Rob Tobin, the midfielder.
The one thing, though, they're shooting there. They're coming around the goal left, and they're shooting left, which really takes away their angle, Barry. You really want to shoot right from the. If you're facing the goal, you want to shoot with your right, the stick in your right hand if you're on the left side of the goal.
Tobin's had some big goals, 3 goals in a 1-goal victory over Maryland. He's a young man who transferred from Notre Dame, and quite a story Notre Dame is, Mike Candell, this year, huh?
Same as last year. I mean, they've established themselves. They're going to get the automatic bid, but I think they might have gotten a bid anyway this year.
Carolina trying to tie. Tobin thought better, off to Deering. Johnson couldn't stop it, and it goes in. Spencer Deering, his second goal of the game, and we're tied at 6 with just seconds remaining here in the third quarter. So Spencer Deering with another big goal. He killed him with a goal late in the second quarter off the bad clear.
Bad clear, and that was the game. Scores with 6 seconds to go. Again, it's going to come down now. Basically, it's 0-0 going in the fourth quarter. Now watch it. They give it to him, and he really is just dodging on the corner, dodging. Defenseman.
No slide.
No slide.
Because it was up top.
Yep. Defenseman overplayed him a little bit and let him go around strong to the goal side.
Well, he scored in the final quarter. This long shot stopped by Johnson. Heady play by Bowman to pick it up. And we've got 15 more minutes, perhaps more, of great lacrosse coming your way. Timeout after 3. We're tied at 6 on Cablevision's LISN.
This be your
game. Minnow battling Jude Collins. The wings come in on the face-off here. And Collins checked out of his stick. Who's going to come up with the ball here? No possession still. And Mark Phillips will finally control it. Off to Jude Collins, tied at 6. Hofstra led briefly for the first time 6-5. They trailed 3-0, tied it at 3. At halftime it was Carolina by 2. And right now we're deadlocked at 6. And any keys, Bob, we should look for here early in the fourth quarter?
The team that presses the hardest might end up losing. They've got to play their game, okay? They've got to play the game and not give turnovers, not take shots that they shouldn't take, not be over-aggressive on defense, too anxious to win it all on one play.
Phillips missing that last shot, checked by Amplo. Mike Candell, your thoughts on some keys here?
My thinking is that Hofstra cannot play not to lose. They have to play to win here. I mean, turnovers, all the rest of the X's and O's aside, they have to go after it.
Deering, who has 2 goals, up top to Tobin, checked by Sullivan. Off to Deering. Deering against Christakis. No slide that time now. He does get some help. Airbar doubling up. There's somebody open. Off on the wing, could not be handled cleanly. Penalty coming up on Sullivan, they score! On the far side, the goal by Jason Wade, his second of the game, and it's 7-6 Carolina. But Wade couldn't handle the pass cleanly. Amplo and Sanders were over there, and there was going to be a penalty called on the play as well.
Well, I think it's one of those cases. I said they're so aggressive trying to get the ball, and Wade has got a rocket of a shot. He shot left-handed low to the goalie's side. It was an excellent play. Good idea for a timeout right now. Get your team organized a little bit.
So Jason Wade scores, timeout taken on the field, his second goal of the game, 41st of the year. And again, the school record, as we mentioned, 47 by Dennis Goldstein, former Ward Melville star.
And great players. His brother was a great player up at Cornell. But if you saw that instant replay a second ago, you saw what happened. Hofstra was a little bit, to my way of thinking, over-aggressive on defense, trying to take the ball away, and they should have just played a little bit more even up, a little more conservatively, and left Wade wide open on the far wing.
Mike, Hofstra did make changes this year, both offensively and defensively. They had a new offensive coach, Chris Colbeck, come in, less one-on-one play, a little more team-oriented, and defensively they also made some changes this year.
Well, the biggest change is that Kevin Johnson is in the goal, and it's really not a change that they made. I mean, Spruitt made it when he got hurt, and it's turned out to be, in my mind, the key to the season, because the kid has been, the bigger the game, the better he's been.
But style-wise, haven't they changed a little bit defensively, Bob Rule?
Well, I think they play a little bit more, less conservative, a little bit more wide open on defense, a little more one-on-one with no backup, and it takes a while to learn. You're learning a new system. One of the things Hofstra's done to me is they've gone, one of the reasons the coaches left is they want the coaches full-time now, not teachers and coaches, so they're trying to bring their game up one more level.
Since that was a 1-minute penalty and not one that gets wiped out, a technical violation, they have the man-up situation, so this becomes a critical kill here. As you see, Carolina 1-for-1 man-up.
Well, right now they've got to clear the ball, they've got to get upfield, so if I'm Hofstra, maybe I'm a little bit aggressive down there.
Alexander, Panos are out there riding along with Testa. And now they turn the ball over to Hofstra. What happened here?
Here's what happened.
Delay of game?
Well, I don't think it's delay of game. Now, in like basketball, you have the possession rule, which means if the referees aren't sure what happens in terms of alternate possession, if it's your turn, you get the ball. This is a break for Hofstra. Nice break for them.
So Hofstra with possession, still a man down for about 45 seconds. Alexander alertly gets doubled. Fox fell. Here's Alexander, beat the defender. Collins lays it off. They score!
Good goal! Good goal!
Testa has tied the score, shorthanded. Their second man down goal they've scored this year.
Great time to do it. You can't beat it now.
You don't see it happen often. Carolina has not given up a goal in that situation all year.
That starts where Tony Alexander just outright beating a double team. They're a little anxious to slide. They give it to Testa. Look at Testa. Good play. Fakes high, goes low. That's what you teach them to do. But they're still down a man. Okay? They're still down a man.
You ever notice how often something key happens to Hofstra on offense and Tony Alexander's involved?
Well, he's a good ball player. He's been on fire the last couple games.
Paul Judge had the other man down goal for Hofstra. Still, of course, down a man, but right now in a tie game at 7. Carolina trying to take advantage of the extra man opportunity here. Deering, who has a pair of goals, off on the wing, he'll go now. They'll set it up. Carolina, number 29 in the game is Wilson. Penalty time running down, 15 seconds. Sanders off to Carey. A couple of Long Island youngsters. Tobin on the left wing. Back to Tobin. Up top. Score! Wade with his third of the game, and it's 8-7 Carolina.
You know, they had a defensive player right there. Okay, Rich Langford was right there. He's got to check the guy's stick. And you've got to know that Wade's a shooter. Before the game, you say to your team, these are the guys we can't let them shoot. Wade's one of them.
Well, honorable mention All-America the last 2 years, maybe a first-teamer this year. Third goal of the game, 42nd of the year for the ACC Player of the Year.
Now watch this. They work the ball around. He'll get it up top, and it'll be a quick feed. See, he's got to. Langtree has got to lay some wood on him when he's shooting the ball. It's just
and it was a clean shot. There was no screen on that.
No
either.
Screen, right? But it gave him enough time because he was wide open. He didn't lay wood on him. He was able to get the shot off.
Once again, Carolina regains the lead. Now, did that penalty expire? Nope, it had still come just seconds remaining, man up. Now they have possession. Oh, that was a difficult shot on the bouncer. It may have hit the pipe on the deflection taken by Brett Cohart, and Hofstra will get the ball here.
Good play.
So Brett Cohart getting a lot of playing time.
Now let's see, comes out and takes a shot, and I can't, I think it might have went off his hand, but I'm not sure. If you're a goalie, give him the benefit of the doubt. Let it be off his hand.
Hofstra getting the clear. Here's Alexander. Fox on him.
I think with 12 minutes to go, I'd have Alexander on the field as much as I could. Play him on attack, play him on midfield.
Fox, their most physical defender, playing him, big and strong. Alexander's got quickness. I don't think that's a matchup Hofstra would mind if in the open field they could use that advantage.
Well, they've got him up top right now. They're probably going to look for him. They'd love to get him on a short stick, I would think.
Judge, not a good shot as he was being checked. Not a good shot that time. Murphy was checking Panos, and he got the shot off.
And no backup, and that could be key.
And Panos is limping a little bit, but Hofstra loses possession, so not a good shot, and they do not have a backer, as you say.
Well, that's the key now. There's plenty of time here. What they don't want to do is force the ball if they don't have a good shot. Judge, that wasn't a bad play. He gets the ball, he's got nothing else to do. Why not shoot? he's got 3 guys on him. You might as well shoot the ball, get some shot, then rather get checked out of your 6. So it's not a terrible play.
I'm not real comfortable with him feeding either.
No.
Again, in case you're just tuning in, Hofstra trying to pull off the upset minus Blake Miller, their All-American candidate, leading scorer. And Brown in the open field, being checked on the ride by Judge. Aaron pass, the goal is empty. They shoot toward the net. Oh, and it just went wide. Oh, Sullivan just missed the empty net goal. Second time Brown has been caught out of the cage and almost gave one up here.
I thought he was in a hurry, Barry. I thought he could have taken 3 or 4 more steps, Sullivan, and I think the goal, he still would have had time to get a shot off before the goalie got back in.
He had a couple of shooters upfield, too. He could have maybe fed Judge. There it is. He takes a shot. Not a bad play.
Scott Sullivan, the senior from Levittown Division, another bad play on the ride. They turn the ball over, so the clear does not work.
You know, I've seen Brooks Brown's confidence level go down a little bit. He's kind of afraid to throw the ball all of a sudden. And that can happen to a goaltender.
Well, he came in with an excellent save percentage of almost 60%. John Dinanowski's club clutching and grabbing every straw they can get in this game, and they have hung tough, trailing by a goal to the #2 team in the country. And again, as we pointed out, minus Blake Miller. Here's Alexander using the pick against Fox.
I'm impressed, Barry, that another top scoring team might be held to under 10 goals again.
Absolutely, excellent point. This is a team, again, that has been averaging about 16 a game. Now, some of those against them, maybe second division teams like Radford and people like that.
I did some quick calculations. They score about 11 goals against the top 20 teams.
Hannigan working against Collins. They don't employ defensive short stick middies because they feel their athletes are so good that they could stay out there all over on the wrap that time. Judge kept it alive, or check it, Testa. Here's Judge with that hard shot, and he tries to score! From 25 yards out, Jay Judge.
I think that was just a rocket. I don't think he really got a screen. You know what the key, though, Barry? Watch the goalie. It'll be a good feed, but I don't think Brooks is really ready for it. He feeds it to him. Watch Brooks. Brooks really is not set. Judge gets the shot off real quick to his left side, and I don't think Brooks was really set for that shot.
I think that's one of those shots where you're on the sideline, just say, no, no, yes, yes.
That's right. You see it again. Watch. Brooks isn't really set. No. Good shot, though, right off his hip. That's the best shot in lacrosse, off his hip.
Shortino appeared late in sliding to play in there. He was going to give him that shot, number 41. All right, here's Sanders with a game tied again at 8. Still plenty of time left, 8 minutes. Carey shot, and a big save by Kevin Johnson. And now upfield, they'll get it back. Here's Bowman, who has 15 goals. He can hurt you. Off to Phillips. Good job by the defender to cut the angle down. Jude Airbar, good defensive play there.
Very good defensive. They're playing terrific. I mean, I said you're holding this team under 10 goals.
And it's not because they're not taking shots.
Right.
It's not because Hofstra's slowing the pace down. They're just playing great.
But again, this is a team that averages almost 60 shots a game, and Hofstra certainly has kept it in the 30-40 area right here. And that is a good sign that they've been patient offensively themselves, Hofstra, to keep the ball in their possession.
Barry, I'd like to know what they average minus those weak games, though, in terms of shots. I'll bet it drops into the 40 range.
Bowman against Sullivan. Up top, pass could be handled by Wilson. Off to Bowman, he scores! Didn't look like Kevin Johnson was ready for that shot.
Well, it's changed the direction. It was a good shot by Justin Bowman off his hip. Note the goalie, if the pass is made from left to right, the goalie's moving that way, and he shot back to his left side. The goalie is moving the wrong way. And watch, I don't know if he gets the ball. Here comes the feed. The goalie's moving to his right. Bowman catches it and shoots back to the goalie's left. That's a tough shot.
He was set. It was just a great shot to the offside.
Right off his hip. That's the best shot.
Did Amplo screen him a little bit, number 21, his own defender on this shot?
I can't really
from that
tell.
angle. It looked at one angle that he did.
It was a great shot.
Just a great shot.
Nobody ever asked a goalie. You know, they should have me do a shooting thing, because I'll tell you now, off the hip, away from the stick is the absolute hardest place to stop the ball.
Justin Bowman, who had mono earlier in the year, has a hard shot, as we saw. can really fire the ball. He's a fire plug at 5'9", 185, and he's given his club the lead. And again, the depth of Carolina. He plays on the second midfield.
Barry, that's the key. They throw at you. They throw 9 scores at you. I mean, Brett Cohart plays on the third group. 2-time high school All-America at Garden City. I mean, an explosive scorer when he was in school as a freshman. This is a kid that 95% of the teams that have on their first and second midfield.
Collins, number 42. Checked by Sullivan with a short stick, and Aaron pass.
Bad pass. You throw sidearm across the field is a tough pass to handle.
You know, they keep opening the door for Hofstra. I mean, Hofstra has to take advantage of some of these opportunities because North Carolina must have turned the ball over 5 times in the last 5 minutes.
And many of those unforced errors right now, Hofstra will have to try to clear.
And I'll tell you, to me, if I didn't play for 2 weeks at exams, this would be like a first game to me. All the first game mistakes. That's what they're doing right now.
Well, they played 2 weeks ago, and actually 2 weeks, and they won the ACC championship. Here's Panos, a little unsettled here, cut off by Murphy. Alexander against Fox. Here's Hannigan, working with Langtree in the midfield.
I think I'd have Judge on the field now.
Yep.
Panos is out there. Now we will get another play coming down. And that one knocked down in front. Hannigan with that last opportunity.
That was a tricky little shot, actually.
Yes, it was.
Had a little power on it, might have gone in.
On the clear, off to Carey on the fast break here. Off to the wing. And a hard shot, having a little bit of trouble that time on the bounce, was Kevin Johnson, but Wade fires the ball. He's got 130 shots this year.
He shoots from everywhere. He's a good shooter, too.
He's improved his accuracy this year. Always had the hard shot. And now Christakis with Hofstra down a goal. A little over 8 minutes to go. Here's Alexander. And Fox will pick him up. Alexander went 5 against Rutgers, had one earlier here. Fox good rap checker.
I think he's mugging him a little bit here. I don't know.
And Fox, main takeaway guy in this team. All-American candidate defensively.
Here comes the judge.
Judge, who's had 3 goals. Here's a guy stepping up at the right time. Again, a disappointment pretty much all year. Tries for number 4. And
good save. Good save by Kevin.
No, by Brooks Brown.
Brooks Brown, sorry.
14th save. They've got the fast break. Carey's got Phillips with him on the wing. Good job by Flynn.
You know, Hofstra's done great. They've come back. Every time there has been an opportunity for a fast break, Hofstra's got back and covered up real well.
Bob, you pointed out earlier, one of the keys would be off the face-off. Carolina has not been able to score a transition goal today off the face-off.
They use the 2 long sticks and they've really effectively stopped them.
Double up on the ball here.
The key on a double, though, you can't let him find the open man.
Phillips went down. Is he going to call a ward off? Let's see. Now it's going to be a penalty on Hofstra here. Langtree is heading off. Let's see if he's the one going to the box. Did you see the call, Bob?
Well, it looked like offsides. I didn't see the flag.
Well, it'll be against Hofstra, so Carolina had possession of the ball, so that is a costly technical penalty.
Hey, they got to, no doubt about it, they got to stop him right now.
They have been 2 for 2 man up, gave up a man up goal to the opposition, you recall. Testa scored a huge goal earlier. Only 30 seconds, so they've got to move it quickly to take advantage here. Deering off to Carey. To Phillips. Back to the dangerous. That's where you want it, behind the cage. You don't want this guy out front, do you? The big score. Here's Tobin.
It's interesting. I never like an extra man when you put 2 guys behind the goal. Then all of a sudden, out front, you match up 4-4, and they run into like a 2-3-1. I never understand that. You put your shooters out front, 1 guy behind.
Sometimes he doesn't stay there.
Tobin with a high shot. Teams are all even. Kevin Johnson coming up with another save. 15th save.
Good save, right to a stick, but he had good position.
Hofstra's got to do a good job on these clears here. They can't lose possession. Alexander, he's got it. Trying to get away from the defender.
Is that Cohart on him?
Yep.
Now that's a better matchup than having him go on Fox.
Yeah,
This card's a little quicker.
Cohart, Ryan Cohart at 6'3", 195. The older brother of Brett. He's a sophomore. Brett is a freshman. Langtree, penalty coming up. And they get the free shot off. Tobin's going to be called for the penalty here, Bob, number 32.
Slash. So it's a 1 minute now. The key for Hofstra, move the ball around and look for your big guns. You got Alexander, you got Judge. Okay, those are the guys. Langtree, got those guys to shoot the ball.
Time out on the field. We've got a dandy going. Right now, Carolina 9 and Hofstra 8 on Cablevision's LISN.
Hi, I'm 4-2-1.
Hofstra with an extra man opportunity. They're 1 for 4 today. Langtree scored. And what an opportunity here. 1 minute chance to
I like
tie
this.
the
They're in
score.
what's called a 1-for-1. Look at Judge on the wing. Okay, you got Alexander up top. 2 big shooters. They're in the areas where they're going to have the most room to maneuver.
All right, we'll see if they try to set up Judge, who's had 3 goals, his best game of the year, 31. They've got Fox on him, actually, though they're playing the zone, of course, in this man-down situation. Alexander off to Judge. Alexander will get the shot off. Good save.
Good save. And they're going to get the ball.
And there
Judge.
approaches the ball. A good
Now
play.
there is where
Inexcusable.
ball Judge doesn't sprint to the back line.
Also
Panos.
Panos. Inexcusable.
They lose the ball.
Key.
Now they double the, everybody gets a man because they got the goalie, and someone's got to get Murphy up here and the defenseman.
Jude Collins, who along with Marchand, maybe the 2 of the fastest middies in the country. This kid's got great legs. And easily gets by Judge. Mismatch there in terms of speed. And again, as Bob pointed out, with the rule this year, even if he gets it into the box, still the man-up situation is in effect. The time ticking away on the Hofstra man-up situation.
I don't know why they're not doubling the ball.
Scott Sullivan's standing. He's not guarding anybody.
He's not
Take a
guarding,
look.
he doesn't know what to
They're
do,
not
yeah.
doubling.
Joe Amplo was the only man guarding Collins.
I mean, they had plenty of time to double the ball. The guy's not going to sneak in behind him.
Well, this man-up situation down to 10 seconds.
Barry, this is what I meant about playing not to lose. That's too conservative. You got to go after it here.
Rich Langtree out against the big scorer, Jason Wade. Well, clock under 5 minutes to go. Carolina with the ball, now even at 6 on 6, leading by a goal. They led 3-0. Hofstra twice has had a brief lead of 1 goal. Amplo defending against Tobin. Off on the crease. Good check that time. As they try to get the shot off. Ryams with a good check on the play as it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Hofstra ball.
A push, and didn't say possession within 30 seconds, but that was very close.
Oh.
Very close.
With the construction here, both the benches have been moved to the far side of the field with the construction of the press box behind us. Timeout by Hofstra. John Danowski's club right now gathered around him as we are in a terrific lacrosse game. Well, coming up here, we mentioned a great day of lacrosse coming up. It'll be June 8th right here at Hofstra Stadium. The USILA North-South All-Star Games, traditionally played in Baltimore, will be played right here at 6 and 8:30. It'll climax a great day of lacrosse, the high school championships in the afternoon. New York State. Purchase tickets by June 1st. Great discounts. Call Larry Bloom and the people here at Hofstra at 516-463-6625. That's 516-463-6625. And Mike Candell, that is going to be some terrific day of lacrosse with the high school championships in this beautiful stadium.
It's going to be a wonderful day, and Long Island deserves it. Next year they'll have an NCAA quarterfinal here, and that'll be even better.
That's right. Hofstra will host the NCAA quarterfinals. John Danowski's club very much in this game right here, trailing by a goal, 9-8. What do you look for here, Bob?
Well, you know, they've got the ball. Again, they've got to clear. Give it to the goalie. Turnovers now become really key. He can't give the ball up.
Oh, Testa will come up with that one on the bounce. That was a difficult play there. Alexander with the ball in midfield, and now Hannigan will join him. Again, Shortino is 41, the defender. Big kid, 6'4", 210. Boy, he and Fox, 2 of the bigger defenders in the country, and two excellent guys with the stick.
They're good, but when you're big against a quick guy, it can make a difference.
Alexander's shot. This time they had Panos backing. So Hofstra retained possession with under 4 minutes to go. Down a goal here. Remember, the committee will meet right after this game to decide the top 12, the teams that will make the NCAA tournament, which will start next week. Panos got doubled by Fox here. They swing at Judge on the wing. Langtree, they've really been paying a lot of attention to him. They know he's been hot lately. Up top, Alexander isolating against Wade. Now gets doubled. Murphy picked him up. Here's Judge behind. Judge working against Sweeney, who's an excellent long pole midi. Crowd wanted a call, none made.
I could hear it from up here, the slap. You got to get a piece of the stick usually.
The officials in this kind of a game right now kind of, put the whistle away. Mike Candell, do you think sometimes?
I don't think so, Barry. In fact, they've called a couple in the last couple of minutes. I think they'll put it away on minor stuff, but I don't think that was minor.
Alexander with under 3 minutes to go. Scores! Red hot Tony Alexander's second goal of the game, 7th in the last 2, and we're tied right now at 9-9.
And he used what he has best, quickness, got a quick shot up lefty. Now it's just 1-on-1 up top. Watch, he makes a quick move to the left, he shoots, he'll come up and he'll shoot sidearm, upper left-hand corner. Good quick shot, good quick move.
Interestingly, he had Jason Wade on him. He isolated on Jason Wade 3 times and got 3 good shots in the last couple of minutes and finally pumped one in. And Jason Wade is a good player to isolate on because he's been working so hard on offense, he's got to be a little fatigued on the defensive end.
That's right.
Darren Sweeney trying to help out. Number 43 back to the live action off the faceoff. Ball raked around. Hofstra trying to come up with it. Carolina trying to get it. And let's see who's going to get the ball here. Where is there a whistle? I heard a whistle. And it appears Carolina.
It was an illegal procedure. A Hofstra attackman came out of the box too early. You got to have possession. Refs have to call possession before the defenseman attackman can come out of the box.
John's pleading. I don't think he agrees with our interpretation.
There you see the time remaining. Tied at 9. No matter what happens, Hofstra has proven to the lacrosse world they are for real, and they belong certainly within the top 12 teams in the country with their effort against the number 2 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels, heavily favored. You see the time remaining in a tie game. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Phillips against Joe Amplo. Phillips doubled up here. Phillips still with it. Good stop by Johnson. Not a particularly hard shot.
Yeah, but good save by Johnson. In close, and he's got to be quick.
Amplo will bring it across. Hofstra with possession and a chance to pull off another huge upset. They beat Hopkins on this field about 2 weeks ago. We had that one for you, and we're delighted to be here for this one. They've got timeouts remaining too. Alexander against Tobin has the short stick right here. This could be a key situation if they isolate here.
The one thing is you don't want to make a bad pass over the goal and give North Carolina a fast break.
Now he gets doubled up by Murphy.
I'd have, there he is, there he is, Judge up top.
On a short stick.
Again, on a short stick, right.
Here's Judge driving left. Got cut off by Shortino. Langtree behind and the clock ticking down to about 1 minute 5 seconds, as you see. Crowd up on their feet, applauding Hofstra's terrific effort again. Don't want to lose the ball here. Alexander.
But you don't want to pass up a scoring opportunity either, Barry.
Good point.
If it shows up, you got to take it.
Alexander all over him. Murphy stopped the shot.
Good play. Good play. I like that a lot.
Boy, Murphy was all over him, and he got a good shot off, and Panos was backing. You see the time remaining in regulation.
The thing is, Barry, it's plenty of time.
Panos off. They score! Jared Testa has given Hofstra 10-9 lead.
Yeah!
Jared Testa, the sophomore from Bethpage. The kid the coaching staff loves. They call him one of the hardest workers they've ever had here. Not a kid blessed with great talent. Missed an empty net earlier. Comes back to put Hofstra in.
Look at this. He looks. Watch him gun that ball. Bang! Great shot. Terrific shot, great play. Just hard work. Defender wasn't on him by a step. He got the ball, quick feed.
Third
Here we
goal
go again.
of the game. Here's another look. Timeout taken.
Okay, watch him come around hard. Panos. Give a lot of credit to Panos. He gets the ball. The defender's a little late. Good shot. Good hard shot off his step.
Third
Terrific
assist
play
for Panos today. Mike, he's played a great game in that area, filling in for Blake Miller in that sense.
And he's also done a great job the last minute of backing up so they didn't lose the ball, because that's how they got it back and set up the goal.
Tony Alexander's shots. Good point, Mike. These guys are playing. It's funny. A guy gets hurt, the team comes together even more. These guys have ratcheted up their game a notch.
How can you not love this if you're from Long Island?
That's right.
Well, Mike, this is so typical of the kind of player Jared Testa, maybe not a blue chipper, not the greatest athlete. How fitting that Hofstra's taken a lot of these guys, second line, not to knock them any, but maybe not the real blue chippers recruited by everywhere. And John Danowski has made the team of these kind of players and made a great team right now.
You know the great Jared Testa story, right after the blizzard in January. They looked outside from the coach's office and they saw two sets of sneakers. And they looked out and Blake Miller and Jared Testa were running in the snow.
Kind of work ethic they have. Let's listen to that last goal with the natural sound right here. That's what it sounded like down here. We go to the biggest face-off of the year. Carolina has won 13 of the 20, and the big guy is not out there. Collins not out there. It's Sanders gone the face-off
here. And Hofstra's using a long stick to beat the guy down if he does get the ball.
And Hofstra doesn't have Minnow out there. They had Langtree, Rich Langtree with a long pole. Sanders has it. Carolina loses it. Sanders it
lost the ball.
Stick.
Langtree, he looked up before he had possession to see Langtree on him.
Unbelievable.
I'll tell you now, I give it to Tony Alexander. I tell Tony Alexander, go behind the goal.
I would tell him not to pass the ball.
That's right. Go behind the goal.
Unless he's double teamed.
You drop it. Even then, just drop it on the ground and fight it out. Don't feed. Army lost to Johns Hopkins a couple weeks ago when a guy tried to feed across the top of the goal. The ball rolled down. Hopkins got it and scored. Take the ball behind.
32 seconds remaining. And let's watch Jason Sanders.
Now watch. He's going to look up. See, he's looking to see where's the guy, the defender. That's Langtree, and Langtree did it.
Look at the man in blue there.
That's got to be a 40-inch vertical jump.
And what?
He hasn't jumped that high since he's assisted on a few goals at Rutgers about 20 years ago.
And you know, Barry, you mentioned Rutgers. I cannot help but think that on almost this exact day last year, same day they lost to Rutgers, lost a bid, I've never seen John so despondent in his career. So it's nice to see that he's out jumping Michael Jordan.
You know, I saw him Friday after practice. He was down. He didn't tell me about the injury to Miller. He said they haven't practiced well. They think they're in, and what an effort. You know, he was worried about the way they would come out today. But if they can hold on to the ball here in 32 seconds, they will have had their biggest win ever.
Ball's back to Carolina. What
Carolina
happened?
got the ball back here. I don't understand it, but they'll bring it down. Time running down. The shot deflected wide. They still have a backer.
I have no explanation.
What happened there?
I have no idea.
No. Interference, maybe? Or maybe the guy was over the line too quick. I don't know what it was.
Maybe. Well, be that as it may, Carolina has it. You see the time remaining. 23 seconds. Deering has it.
What they've got to do, if they're going to back up, they've got to slide.
Christakis guarding Deering. Will they try to get it to Wade? Christakis staying on Deering.
You got to get it to Wade.
Up top, Collins. They run a pick. Here's
There's
Wade.
that pick. There's that play.
Wade doubled up. Wade falls. Wade still with it. Wade takes the shot. It's blocked. Time running down. It goes out of bounds. Carolina with 5 seconds still has it.
A ball game. Everybody's got to lock up. You can't let him drive around the goal. Tackle him if he comes around the goal. Tackle him.
Carey against Flynn. They set up a play off the crease. Can they get it to somebody? 3, 2. They shoot.
Hit the post.
And it's deflected.
It hit the
game's
post.
over. It hit the post.
Ball game.
Has won. For John Danowski, no bigger wins this season or in his career, his 11th year, than wins over Hopkins and Carolina in a 2-week period. You see Tierney and Colbeck, the other coaches with him on the sideline, and how sweet it is.
Just too great. How could you top Hopkins and you topped it today?
the number 2 ranked team in the country. Hofstra was trailing at halftime. Mike Candela, I know you've got to run down and do some interviews. A closing comment from you.
Closing comment is I have never seen anything like this in Long Island college lacrosse history. Twice in 3 weeks, they knock off Hopkins in North Carolina. Can't get any more exciting than this.
Mike,
except if they win the national championship.
Mike Candel, thanks for joining us. Great job, and a great job by the Hofstra Flying Dutchman. We'll be back, Bob and I, to close it out with some interviews and some thoughts. This has been a shocker, and the Flying Dutchman come up with a come-from-behind victory, defeat the number 2 Tar Heels 10-9. You've been watching exciting championship lacrosse on Cablevision's LISA.
Where the pro sports medicine now here for you.
Family, for the very first time, call 5.
Back at Hofstra, Barry Landers joined on my left by John Danowski. On my right, the man of the hour, Jared Teston. John Danowski, incredible.
Well, I think our guys prepared real hard all week, and we're delighted. Carolina's a terrific team, and it's a great program. But the effort of our young guys, I think at this point of the season, doesn't surprise me.
Blake Miller goes down. Other people step up. Judge gets the playing time, responds with 3 goals. Just a marvelous all-around effort.
Well, one of the things that we did, I think, from the beginning of this year was that our guys learned to handle adversity from the beginning of the year. They've worked real hard for what they've earned, and I don't think whether it was bad weather, people getting hurt, whatever was tossed at us, our guys handled.
John, let's go back to the bone-crunching last 5 seconds. You're on the sidelines. You've got the lead. Let's look at the monitor and what was going through your mind.
Well, with 5 seconds, I was hoping that they wouldn't get a shot off. Miraculously, somehow they got a shot off. They hit the pipe, and the game ended, fortunately for us.
What about your playoff chances? And as we take a talk about that, we get your reaction on the field. You were jumping pretty high today.
Yeah, I got some new sneakers on today, and I think that probably had a lot to do with it.
Well, it was just an unbelievable game. Your playoff chances, you got to be in right now. What a marvelous way to finish the season.
It really was, and the setting was terrific, big crowd, and on Long Island, and I'm just very, very proud of my young men.
And John, as I turn to this young man on my right, how fitting that it would be a player like Blake Miller or Jared Testa, guys who work so hard, that turn out to be the heroes.
I think for the story, for the 96 team, it's only appropriate that Jared scored the last goal. It's something that he comes to work early, he leaves late, he's here during all hours working on his game, and I'm delighted for him and his family.
All right, let's turn, and congratulations again, John Danowski. Let's turn to Jared Testa, the sophomore from Bethpage, and you come down yet, or you're still pretty high?
Oh, I think I've come down already, you know. I think we'll do a little celebration tonight, and then maybe Monday or Tuesday we'll buckle down and get ready for the playoffs.
Now, Jared, earlier in the game you missed an open net. You came back with 3 goals, and of course late in the game Alexander ties it. What's the feeling like on the bench? Obviously we're in this situation with Hopkins down a goal in the 4th quarter last time and came up with a victory in the 4th quarter. What was the feeling on the sideline?
I think everyone believed the whole time. I mean, that's the whole thing. If we just play our game, I think we could beat anyone, you know. We just have to play our game. The opponent really doesn't matter. I mean, we play great against some teams that play cruddy against other teams, but, you know, we play great against the great teams, and anything can happen in the 4th quarter.
You guys believe right now that you're in the playoffs, and certainly that you can go far pretty much the way that you're playing right now.
Yes, right now I think we could go very far if we just keep this play up, you know. Everyone plays their roles. KJ keeps up what he's been doing. And, you know, Blake gets healthy. Panos played a great game today, and PJ stepped it up, and everyone's playing great right now, so hopefully we can keep it up. Good time to peak.
All right, Jared Testa, congratulations on a huge goal, a huge victory. You mentioned KJ, Kevin Johnson, and he's standing by with a great goalie in his own right, Bob Rule. Let's go to them right now.
Hi, I'm here with Kevin Johnson. Kevin, a fabulous game today. Congratulations on 2 great wins in 2 weeks. Hopkins and knocking off number 2 North Carolina. Today you had 21 saves. First, though, saves don't count. You did something every goalie dreams about. You scored a goal. Yeah. Now, I'd like to hear a little about the goal.
Well, we were in a sideline clear, and the midi passed it to me, and then the whistle blew, and because I don't know what happened, but I had an extra chance to glance over the field, and I saw that everybody was open. I saw the goalie out in the corner over here, so I just called for the ball. When we started it over again, I shot it and went in.
Terrific. Now, we go through the game. said 21 saves, a lot of great saves. Any part of the game you felt was absolutely key defensively, okay? Key defensively where you had a save, third quarter, fourth quarter. Any of those saves that you pick out are big in your mind?
Well, I think, I mean, no particular save, but when we were down 3-0 in the beginning, and then, I mean, it was a total team effort to stop Carolina, and then we were able to cut it back 3-2, and then eventually tie it up, I think. I don't remember. But, I mean, no particular saving.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned the fact, you said there was one key player you felt really stepped up today. Who was that player?
P.J. Judge. And I'm so happy for him. He's had a tough year. He's getting a lot of time in the field, but today he really stepped it up, and it was key because Blake Miller went down early, and he stepped it up. Jared Testa, Chris Panos all played well.
Terrific. I want to say something too as a goaltender. Kevin, you had 21 saves. The Pipe had 1 save. Describe that last 5 seconds.
Well, the ball was behind the goal, and I saw him throw the ball over the goal, and I couldn't get it. And I turned, I saw the blue jersey, and he shot it, and I didn't know where it went. I just turned around, and I guess it went off the pipe.
You always say the pipe's our best friend. Okay, back to Barry.
All right, Bob Rule, thank you very much. So a dramatic victory for the Hofstra Flying Dutchman. Bob and I will be back to close it out in just a moment. You've been watching exciting Hofstra lacrosse on Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network.
Or how anything quite like it.
Express yourself. Lacrosse on. You create it and we'll make it in less than a week. Lacrosse Unlimited. The ball stops here.
Well, Bob Rule, about 2.5 hours ago, we said it would be a major upset. Hofstra would have to pull it off. We gave the keys, and they certainly have come up with the real deal.
Well, I got to be honest with you. When Blake Miller went down, I said, hey, let's just hope for a close ball game. And these guys came out fired up. Their defense played great. I mean, they fell behind, 3 times in the fourth quarter, fought their way back, scored that winning goal, Jared Testa's that winning goal. Just a terrific game. One of the best days of lacrosse on Long Island, and just a fabulous win for John Danowski. This has got to rank him maybe number 7 in the seeds, and it might move North Carolina from a bye in the first round to number 5 or 6. So this was a very important ball game for both teams.
And the way they're coming on late in the year, they're certainly going to be contested with in the playoffs. You don't want to draw a team that's red hot as they are right now.
Well, that's the thing. We were talking about schedules. Jim Garvey's very smart. He schedules the big teams at the end. Hey, you beat Hopkins early in the season, it's a fluke. You beat them now, beat North Carolina, that's a hot team going to the playoffs. The committee's got to look at that. They've got to seed them pretty high.
All right, Bob, thanks for joining us. Another terrific game.
Thank you, Brad. They got to keep us. They're undefeated with us on the air.
All right, once again, the final score here at Hofstra. The Flying Dutchman stunned the Tar Heels of North Carolina, winning here this afternoon by a score of 10-9. And today's game has been brought to you by our friends at Hofstra University. We teach success. By Lacrosse Unlimited. The ball stops here, now with 4 convenient locations on Long Island. By the Hofstra Pride Club. By the Long Island Business News, for 43 years, Long Island's own business-to-business newspaper. By Modell's Gotta Go to Moe's. By Canon USA. By the Long Island Surf, take a bite of the action. Their season opener, May 7th here at Hofstra. By the National Sports Medicine Orthopedic Group, 516-222-8881. By Genovese, we'll take good care of you. By the Sports Authority, the finest in lacrosse equipment. Visit Sports Authority's Long Island locations. For Bob Rule, along with our colleagues today, Mike DeSimone and Mike Candell, statistician Hal Sass, and producer-director Larry Roth, this is Barry Landers saying so long, and thanks for watching Cablevision's LISN.